Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND DLC is set to drop in winter. This winter. Hey guys, HMK here with another Kingdom Hearts 3 video. Now we're all super excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND playable Roxas. Let's go! But we do know from the trailer that's gonna add a bit or maybe even a lot of awesome new story content when it comes to the overall story of Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 3. Tetsuya Nomura promises a lot of scenes that we're really going to enjoy. But one thing in particular when it comes to the trailer is young Xehanort's world tour. I actually released a theory about it not too long ago, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we knew about this world tour from the secret reports in Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, secret reports are nothing new to the Kingdom Hearts series, but in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's a bit different on how we could apply to the overall story because Kingdom Hearts 3 is the end of the Xehanort saga. The reports written before that had to deal with Ansem, Xehanort, and, whoever else wanted to write reports. But those reports help give us insight to that game, a past game, or a future game, all within the Dark Seeker saga. But with Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND coming out, it could be possible that the secret reports can give us hints, teasers, or insight on what the story can offer us in the ReMIND DLC. It's all part of Nomura's plan. So in this video, we're going to read off all the secret reports in Kingdom Hearts 3 and think about how it could be applied to the ReMIND DLC and what we could expect on elaborations to the lory. And I hope you guys got all those secret reports because they're very, very juicy. Let's get into it. Alright, secret reports 1 through 13. We got a lot to read down, but I mean, I'm a pretty good reader, I think. Yeah, so let's get right into it, alright? Recollections. Am I alive? I awoke in a cell alone until the researchers came with their tests and prodding to uncover my identity. I had no answer to offer them. 4 friends and a key. That's the sum total of my memory. I could not even recall my name. I was simply called X. Oh, snap! My only solace was the time I spent talking with the 2 boys who would visit me from time to time. I just got a brain blast right now. I'm sorry. One day, a man came to take me from the prison. I could not see him for the darkness, save that he wore an eye patch. I mean, obviously we know what that is. Even now, years on, I feel no closer to understanding who or what I am. May my heart be my guiding key. Unknown. So, that X thing actually hit me like a brick just now. So I really think, and there's a lot of people that think that this person, that this test subject that is even talked about within the game of Kingdom Hearts 3 could be Skuld, because we do identify this in another secret report that this person is a 15-year-old girl that she had 4 friends and a key. And that, she probably came from Worldline. It says later on our secret report, so this could be Skuld. Will we see Skuld in the ReMIND DLC? Maybe an adult Skuld. That would be dope. But the fact that it's simply called X, we all know what that X means in Kingdom Hearts. And there was a thing in Union Cross talking about the lost page that Gula had, and that the person who holds the sigil. Oh god, this actually can reconnect, get it, reconnect and remind us a lot more when it comes to Union Cross and what this means from that game, what's gonna happen at the end of that phone game, and what's gonna, offer Kingdom Hearts beyond that of Kingdom Hearts 3. So I do believe that this is Skuld, and I do believe that we might see more of Skuld in Kingdom Hearts 3, because I mean, we saw Ephemer, and it could be possible that we see Skuld, Ephemer, Ventus, Brain, and Lorium in Glorious Kingdom Shader for Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND. Alright, I can't believe I didn't realize that sooner. Alright, secret report number 2. Mark of Mastery Journal. See, this is the thing I told you about when it comes to the world tour for young Xehanort. Some days have passed since I set off on my journey to prepare for the Mark of Mastery examination. Ericus asked for leave to undertake the same pilgrimage, but apparently I am to be first to tour the worlds written of in the old fairy tales. Until a few short years ago, I only know my own world, a speck of land surrounded by sea, but had I dreamed of, yearned for the world beyond, and granted guidance from the future, I left that nest behind as I treaded the path to my master's side. I came into contact with darkness in many forms. I knew even then, as by instinct, terrifying as its power was, it could be harnessed, mastered. Ericus is a blue blood, descended from the very first masters in the age of fairy tales. But I did not come this far to indulge in adulation. I will be his peer, his equal, and to do that I must learn to wield the power born from both darkness and light in proper balance. Xehanort. So this obviously tells us about the world tour that's gonna go down, and we got confirmation in the trailer that we're gonna get some insight specifically on that world tour and that future guidance. You know, a lot of people do believe that the future guidance is obviously his future self in terms of Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, giving him guidance from the future in order to like, hey listen, you're gonna have to leave this place and do this stuff. But apparently his mind, you know, his memories got erased of those times and whatnot, but still all of those experiences were etched into his heart to leave the nest, yada yada yada. Or it could be possible that the masters, like in my theory, is the one, you know, tiptoeing him all the way to his destiny later on. But yeah, so there's not much to go on this one because I mean, like, we're gonna see it in full action in the DLC. Secret report number 3, Experiments of the Heart, Notes on Subject X, Excerpt 1. Subject was found in the central square shortly after dawn. Female, approximately 15 years old. It fits the description for Skuld because I mean, if we're gonna go by how they were in terms of age, Ephemer looks Sora's age, Ventus at the time looks Sora's age, whatever. After 7 days observation, she spoke her first words, but could not provide a name. Ooh, memories. Subject exhibits signs of profound amnesia and displays concern about which world this is. What world is this? I gotta get out of here. Keyblade, war. Her words suggest that she departed from her homeworld with others, though she cannot recall the names of her erstwhile companions. All efforts to explore those memories have met with a rejection response. Man, yo, like, Kingdom Hearts be going into some Frankenstein stuff. Have you guys seen the previous reports about how they had those vile human experimentation? I mean, there's gonna be more into the secret reports about this, yeah. After his initial experiments on me, Ansem the Wise ceased the research into the heart. His hand stayed by some fear I cannot fathom. Yet this new subject is like me, devoid of memories. She is the perfect sample upon which to continue my master's work. She too could benefit from it. And that makes me think that Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, at this point apprentice Xehanort, really did mean he was very genuine about helping people. He just wants to help people. He may be a heartless, but that doesn't mean he's heartless. Joke. By traversing the heart, we have a direct path to memory. I myself have begun to reclaim my lost past thanks to these very experiments. As we saw in Dream Drop Distance, who is she? Whence has she come? These are questions no scientist could ignore, and the words she muttered, may your heart be your guiding key. Xehanort. I mean, that's apprentice Xehanort, not young Xehanort, so like we got that. So yeah, this just really divulges more into the insight when it comes to Skuld, and since they focus a lot on Skuld in the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 and a lot of these secret reports, I do believe that Skuld could make an appearance in the ReMIND DLC. I mean, they're taking a while to release this thing. I don't think it's too far-fetched to make new models. I mean, they got Ephemer already, and Kingdom Hearts Union Cross is gonna be at a good point by the time this ReMIND DLC comes out. So Skuld being in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND to remind us who she is. Get it? I dig it. Secret report number 4. Experiments of the Heart. Notes on Subject X. Excerpt 2. Subject's memories have not returned, and our conversations remain less than lucid. What fragments can be gleaned evoke a bygone world, like one out of fairy tales? As improbable as it seems, the question may not be where she comes from, but when. I can't wait to see like all the bad stuff go down in Union Cross and see this actually happen. We're probably a long way. Not actually, no, Brain is in full glitch mode, so I mean, maybe soon. Maybe soon. If she truly crossed through time, the prospect of probing her heart is all the more compelling. I gotta know about this time travel, bro. My pilot studies used a handful of subjects, but none of them possesses the fortitude to endure them. Yikes. Ultimately, all suffered mental collapse. Yikes. I knew it would be a heavy blow to lose a subject as unique as she. Upon discovering the test I've been conducting, my master demanded that I cease my work immediately and destroy what research I have compiled. Worse still, he ordered the release of my remaining subjects. She's gone. But it wasn't Ansem didn't let her go. It was Braig. Because Braig knew her. Where is Subject X now? Has wise Master Ansem hidden her away? Whatever the case, I will not be deterred. I will take her place as the first subject in the grand experiment to come. Xehanort. And that's how we get Kingdom Hearts 1. Memoirs, Excerpt 1. The castle was a wonderland to us children. Within its walls, Ansem the Wise conducted his research, and the fruits it bore allowed everyone outside to live in peace and happiness. That alone was enough to stoke our interest. I mean, though not all the rumors that escaped its walls were so benevolent. By night, the muffled sounds of human wails emerged, and there was talks of dangerous human experimentation. You know, knowing Disney, we ain't gonna see what kind of experimentation they were doing, but from what we can read, yikes. Lee and I couldn't help but hatch a plot to steal inside and sate our curiosity. The two stood guard at the gates, were researchers themselves, though you wouldn't think it to see them, massive and barrel-chested as they were. And slipping past the duo was only the first hurdle. It proved one not easily cleared. We were found and tossed out on our ears time and again. On the day we finally secured our entry, we descended into a long spiral stair at the heart of the castle to find a dark space below it, lined with cages, and we've seen what that looks like. There wasn't light enough to see if they were inhabited, but we were in no position to call out any occupants within. Yet we can feel it, a definite presence. There in the black. Terror washed over us. We immediately regretted coming, but just as we turned to flee, we heard the faintest of voices. The urge to run was nigh overpowering, but someone or something beckoned us on. There, framed by a teeny sliver of light, we found her. Saïx. So once again, this focuses on Lee and Saïx, or Lee and Isa, finding Skuld, or I did Subject X. But I'm just gonna address it as Skuld because I mean, like, come on, it has to be Skuld. But yeah, Skuld. And since this is focusing a lot on Subject X, we're gonna see Subject X in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND. I mean, we have to. I think we are. Yeah, we should. Memoirs, Excerpt 2. It was too dim to make out her features. We spoke to her in hushed whispers. Who was she? Why was she imprisoned here? She had no answers for us. Had no memories at all. She was an enigma. But I knew we wanted to help her. I knew I wanted to help her. So we continued our infiltrations. Most of them stopped short at the castle gates. When we did manage our way inside, we spoke with her. That was all the comfort two children like us can offer. But Lee had other ideas. He was determined to free her. We slipped into the castle that day, knowing only that we wanted with all of our hearts to save her. But we did not find her inside that day or the next, or any of our subsequent visits. Has she been moved? Had we simply imagined her? Lee and I knew there is only one way to be certain. And so we stand before the castle gates today, not as trespassing children, but in order to become Ansem the Wise's newest apprentices. Saïx, or Isa. On the replica program and reanimation, Frankenstein, what? Following my eraser and recompletion as a human, I did not awaken right away. Perhaps the damage was exceptionally grave. Even after waking, I remained in bed, pondering my next course of action. In my work on the replica program for the organization, I produced some 20 vessels. Most of the early results were failures. Not one of them granted a number. The first success to emerge from that early lot was Riku replica. Subsequently, Shion, number I, or imaginary number, was essentially indistinguishable from a natural human, though she became unstable due to the influence of others. Using those two as my foundation, I worked to construct a number of nigh perfect replicas. But just as they neared completion, my efforts were cut short. I suspect Xehanort aims to use both the initial lot as well as the unused replicas from my later work. I rose today, decided to walk out to the square, my first outing in some time. Yet my stroll was interrupted when a surprising visitor appeared with an unexpected offer. Though younger than me, he had risen to become Xemnas' right-hand man, or right hand. I accepted his terms and became a nobody once more, eager to gain access to the old replica program that way. Whatever it takes to atone. Vexen, or Evan. Now, how is this gonna play into Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND? Well, there's one huge mystery that a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans have been wondering about, and that is the return of Shion before the return of Shion. You get it? Like when she was there, part of the real organization, and before she became a good guy again, she was bad and good and bad and good and blah, blah, blah. But I feel that this particular secret reports and all secret reports dealing with replicas definitely has to deal with Shion, and the fact that a lot of the game seemed to be organization members researching aspects of worlds in order to know how to like put her together, I guess, is how I would seem that this is, you know, directing to Shion being a thing. Secret report number 8, the real organization. Xehanort seeks to gather 12 vessels, which together with his true actual self, he considers the real organization 13. Now that he has the numbers he needs, Demyx and I are being treated as reserves. Demyx is the master of masters. Several others who served Xemnas in the old organization have followed with the same course as mine, electing to abandon their newly restored humanity and rejoin the real organization as nobodies. But not Xemnas. Xemnas cannot exist in the present because there already is a Xehanort here, the old man in charge. The old man's humanity prevents his heartless and nobody, others vanquished in the past, and his younger self from being denizens of this time. Time travel, let's go. To circumvent this is the big brain stuff. To circumvent this, Xehanort is using the prototype replicas I created in the past as containers, plucking his other selves' hearts from the time they existed. Xehanort ordered me to refine these prototypes, to make them closer still to the real thing. Perfected my creations so they may house true flesh and blood humans suits my own purposes as well. All that remains for my atonement is to devise a way to pass on as many of the vessels as I can to those who truly deserve them. Vexen. So once again, this report I feel has to deal with Shion, if Shion's thing was really going to be elaborated on in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND, because it just had to deal with explaining how Xehanort and the others who have a heart from the past exist now, because we kind of know that they're using replicas in order to exist at this point in time, which is pretty big brain, but I mean, I don't think this is gonna divulge too much into ReMIND unless they show us that freakish Frankenstein factory stuff. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. And we move on with secret report number 9. Oh god. Ansem Code Conspectus. Excerpt 1. I have pored over the data my master entrusted to Riku. Here I offer my preliminary conclusions. Within Sora's heart, there are 3 compartmentalized boxes, each containing a heart of another. One box holds Roxas. Another holds a second heart that has been with Sora nearly as long, Shion. The third has held its heart for much longer, Ventus. These hearts have melded with Sora and no longer have voices of their own. Any attempt to mechanically extract them could prove as dire for Sora as what caused him to become a Heartless in the first place. First, a vessel for each heart must be readied. Then a spark of some sort is required to induce its waking. Obviously, the ideal solution is to restore each heart to its own body, but Whatever the case for the other two unknown individuals, Roxas possesses no such thing. The same is true for Naminé, who we believe resides in Kairi's heart. Still, if alternate bodies can be secured for them, all their hearts require to be awakened is that spark. People they cared for and who cared for them, who can show them the way home. And that's how we know that Roxas came home. Complete and perfect digitalization of the heart is impossible. We can only hope to partially reconstruct it. Thus, I see no way forward but to extract the hearts we so desperately need directly from Sora. Fortunately, the data stored in Twilight Town contains near perfect record of the memories of those that live there, and for Roxas and Naminé especially, this is crucial. So this is not gonna, well, I mean, it could break down aspects of playable Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND, but of course this is the story explanation of how Roxas came to be at the Keyblade Graveyard in the climax of Kingdom Hearts 3 during the Keyblade War. But when it comes to ReMIND, maybe you could explain on why we're playing as Roxas in the first place with our boys and girls, Lee and Xion. Whatever the case, I'm excited. Secret report number 10. Ansem Code Conspectus, Excerpt 2. As for how to contain their hearts, the only conceivable option is the replicas. If we transfer in the digital memories of the Twilight Town archive, the replicas should be able to reconstruct each individual's human appearance with near perfect results. Then their hearts need only the right spark to wake them so they may find their way out of Sora and Kairi and into those newly made bodies Frankenstein. The replica program was truly revolutionary, but it was incomplete at the time of the old organization's dissolution. Without Evan, how are we to further the research? Try yourself, I don't know. We need at least 3 replicas, one for Roxas, one for Naminé, and one for the unknown story within Sora's heart. These are difficult quandaries, but as I work through my master's data, I find myself remembering the taste of ice cream. When I was a boy, he would bring me some when we took walks together. There will be a time to regret my betrayal later. For now, my focus must be on restoring Roxas and Naminé and proving my master had good intentions. Once again, relates to how Roxas and eventually Naminé came back in the climax of Kingdom Hearts 3, but it could relate to how we're playing as Roxas in the ReMIND DLC. Moving on to Secret Report 11, 12, and 13. Observations, Excerpt 1. I have seen it through. The Keyblade War unfolded exactly as written on the lost page. Now the Keyblade the Master entrusted to me must be bequeathed to another. 5 Union leaders have been chosen from the surviving Dandelions. Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. I will pass the Keyblade to one of them and then continue watching the future unfold. Yet it seems someone has pulled the old switcheroo. One of the 5 is an imposter. Someone the Master did not choose. They represent a virus in the program he so carefully wrote, and as we know, the virus turned out to be Brain. Brain and Ventus killed Strelitzia. The virus has begun a strange undertaking, a reckless plot to allow the 5 to escape to another world line. Surely such a thing can't be possible. We're talking about the same trick that allowed the Dandelions to transfer to other world lines after the Keyblade War. But these children are no masters. They haven't have the means, unless, of course, a certain lady of magic summoned here from the future knows more than I do. The whole Union Leader thing was supposed to be by the books. Are these new events just another phase in the Master's grand plan? Unknown. Spoiler alert, it's Lushu. Spoiler alert, it's Xigbar. Secret Report number 12, Observations, Excerpt 2. Even on a world line with no Keyblade War, peace is but a dream. In the absence of us and our master, a darkness has arrived. Who is that darkness? One that surely shall lead the world to yet another demise. Amid the chaos, I bequeath my Keyblade to one of the Union leaders, just as the master instructed. I watched as the 5 were sent to another world line at no small cost. I really want to see that go down in Union Cross. Oh my lord. And soon the line of Keyblade wielders will live on. And now, Keybladeless, I must depart this land to fulfill my final task. This means casting my own body aside and sojourning my heart in vessel after vessel as many times as it takes. But I will continue gazing upon each passing era, one onto the next. In time, be it years, decades, centuries, or millennia, I will meet the 5 once more. Somewhere in the cyclical history of bequeathings, a chosen one will appear and reenact the Keyblade War. When the scapegoat arrives and takes my Keyblade in hand, that'll be the time to take the stage and finish my role. The Lost Masters will awaken. Unknown. So we saw that play out in all of Kingdom Hearts, and it played out in the I call it Secret Ending 1, but it's the epilogue of Kingdom Hearts 3. We see it go down. We're probably gonna get more information about this during the ReMIND DLC. Sigbar, Lushu, the box. More breakdown, please. Thank you. Observations. Excerpt 3. It seems this body, this name will be my last. The lives I have lived over the ages could fill volumes, but for now I must focus on what matters most. The Keyblade has successfully been passed down generation to generation, and it seems the Keyblade master devoted to the darkness may finally arise. Until now, I have watched over the course of events from a distance. Perhaps the time has come to intervene. I need only play the role of a fool desirous of the Keyblade's power. I will don the mask of his ally in order to keep a watch over my Keyblade from Coast Bly. The Gazing Eye, a Keyblade forged from the eye of the Master of Masters. He passed it to me, as I have to others, and through it, he can see the future. All that will ever come to pass, spanning the ages and body after body, life after life. My task has been to keep vigil over the eye as it passes from hand to hand. It has been a long time, longer than I can express. But now at last the Keyblade War has begun, and Kingdom Hearts will open, a true and complete Kingdom Hearts, born from the clash between light and darkness, between darkness and light. I will soon be reunited with my old companions, and in that moment my long vigil will reach its end. He will return. So that was the epilogue. We saw it play out in the epilogue and in the secret ending, Yozora, for Kingdom Hearts 3. Definitely, I feel that Lushu, as we all know, is very important to the series, and that's the reason why Sigbar, Who Are You, was in the Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND DLC trailer. And thanks to these last three secret reports, I feel that's gonna finally tie all the loose ends of Union Cross and get that connection going in the ReMIND DLC, because it's gonna remind us how important Union Cross is. And like I said, come winter, Union Cross on the phone is gonna be in a very, very fun place. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming out to this video. I hope this discussion got you thinking about what we can expect from Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMIND DLC, and if the secret reports give us something tantalizing to look forward to, because man, that epilogue and that secret movie Yozora was great, and we're gonna get more in the DLC. Final mix, boys, but I mean, it's called ReMIND. Please let me know what you think about each individual secret report in the comment section below. So until the next Kingdom Hearts video, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.